After I shot a video about this custom shop Les Paul, I want to know how it compares to similar guitars that I own. So I will take you through 4 levels. Let me introduce you to the players we'll start with, going from the cheapest to the most expensive one. A Gibson USA Les Paul Jr., a Gibson USA Les Paul Standard 60s, a Wild Custom Guitars Baroness, a Gibson Les Paul 1957 reissue from the custom shop. All of them, except for the custom shop, have some mods done to them. The only thing I did to the custom shop was change the pickup height. Now let's hear them all and see how they compare. Of course, the Les Paul Jr. is the wildcard here, as it is the only single pickup guitar and the only one with a P90. I mainly threw it in there to compare the 50 standard neck shape from the USA range to the 1957 custom shop neck shape. The 57 has a bit more shoulders, it feels a bit rounder, whereas the 1957 neck shape feels like it has a slight V and maybe a bit more depth, but they are very similar and one doesn't necessarily feel bigger than the other. And I think that a good p.a.f. style humbucker sounds very close to a P90, and in my opinion all 3 of them do that to some degree. Most of all, I think they all sound good, just a bit different, so let's listen to a bit more. think you're able to hear more of the sonic differences in this comparison. They all sit in a different spot as far as EQ goes, but I did notice while playing that the custom shop has a bit more harmonic content, which I think you can also hear in these recordings. It showed a bit of the limitation of the Les Paul Jr. in this context, although in a different context, that limitation can also be its strength. But for the sake of this comparison, I will drop it from the comparisons from now on and do a straight comparison between the other 3 guitars and all pickup positions. In my opinion, they all look and sound good in different ways, and it's subjective which one you would prefer. I think they all have their place to shine. What you can hear though is how different they feel to play. The Junior has a nice full neck without being a baseball bat, the pickup sounds really good, and it's easy to use. Out of all 4 of these guitars, this one is the least resonant and loud acoustically, and while it's not heavy, I'm sure you'll be able to find a lighter Junior. This one has by far the slimmest neck out of all 4, but not in a way that bothers me. It's also the heaviest, although it's still very lightweight for a USA standard production model, and I think it's a great player, but with the upgrades I think it punches way above its weight. This guitar has the best middle of the road neck shape out of all 4 of these guitars, with a nice full rounded C. It also has the best upper fret axis and the balance due to the different body shape. This is the loudest and most resonant guitar of the bunch. Where the USA Les Paul and the Baroness are also resonant and similar in that regard, this guitar just does a bit more. I also like the VOS finish better than the nitro gloss finish on the other guitars, and it barely weighs more than the Junior. You could easily gig all 4 of these guitars and get a great sound, but I do think with each price increase you do get a little bit extra, although I think that upgrades can get you a long way into tailoring the instrument to your needs. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and while you're down there, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.